If you don't do that at home, don't start that night. I don't want nobody coming to me, talking to me about work at all. Avoid regifting. Nah, regift. It's long. No, I'm playing. Hey family and friends, welcome back to It's Beyond G, where we vlog family, food, and travel TV. If this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. And if you are returning, hey G team, happy Vlogmas, happy December. We are deep into the month, and I know a lot of us have corporate or Christmas/holiday parties coming up. And if you've clicked on this video, I'll be giving you 10 tips of what to do or not to do before and during your corporate party. So if that is something you're interested in, keep watching and we'll jump right into it. I've been to my fair share of corporate events, especially formal after 5 events. And typically these events, per the invitation, call for formal attire. When I think of formal attire, corporate, anything professional, after 5, I'm always going to go for a longer gown. I would suggest going for a longer gown. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be expensive. Just appropriate. And when I say appropriate, I mean longer than the knee, typically to the ankle, or a long flowing gown. Nothing huge and attention drawing, but something classy and holiday-ish. And if it's not a holiday, then just stick with something that represents you, something that you feel is professional and comfortable for the event. If you're into suits or tuxedos, I would say go for a higher end suit if you don't want to rent a tuxedo. And if you can, or if you feel more comfortable, definitely go for a tuxedo look, classic, especially for an after 5 corporate/Christmas holiday event. Ladies, or anybody who's planning on wearing heels, stilettos, sandals, pumps, you want to make sure you invest and bring some comfortable fold-up shoes. These shoes, they're lightweight, small enough to fit into a clutch or a handbag, because if you're planning on wearing the type of shoe that I wear, a stiletto, pump, heel, anything like that, it's more than likely going to be uncomfortable at some point of the event. You want to be able to have these shoes available to pull out. When I tell you they are soft and comfortable, they're inexpensive. They have been game changing for me. You can find them anywhere, I'm sure, but the shoes literally fold up and fold out. Here's what they look like. I will probably invest in a black pair. Slide back in the drawstring bag, and you can forget about it. So this is definitely a game changer, especially if you're planning on going to an event, dancing, and or mingling for a while. You don't need to show too much skin. You don't need to wear anything too tight, too revealing, too uncomfortable. You want to look your best. You want to feel your best. Yes, you want to leave an impression, a lasting impression, but remember, you are representing yourself first. You're also representing that company. You want to always represent yourself with class and with integrity. Number 2, timing. You don't want to arrive too early and you don't want to leave too early. You also don't want to come too late. Coming too late to any event is rude. Unless there is an emergency, you want to make sure you come, I'll say 15 to 20 minutes after the event starts, because they're counting on you to be there. You're RSVP'd, and you should be there in a decent amount of time to make sure coordinators and planners are able to plan accordingly, especially if you're doing silent auctions for food count purposes, head count purposes, games, white elephants, anything like that. So it's okay to not be the first one there, but you don't want to come too late, drawing attention to yourself and or messing up the plans that may be set beforehand. Number 3, eat before you go. You want to eat a nice balanced meal before you go. I know I'm good at eating before I go to any event because I just don't know what will be served or how much food will be there. Have you ever been to an event and the menu is just so disappointing or displeasing? You're just shocked and you're hungry. What do? You either starve or you eat something you don't want. If you eat before you go at least you can hold yourself over and you won't be cranky, you won't be hangry. You would have had something in your stomach beforehand. Carry a little something in your purse, in your bag. Granola bar, raisin, something. But always eat before you go. It puts you in a better mood and then you're prepared no matter what. Number 4, read the room. This one right here is so important. Have you ever been anywhere, to any corporate event especially, and there's 1 or 2 coworkers who are just showing out, showing their tails? I know I'm not the only one. Coworkers there, you witness them getting drunk, being extra goofy, all in people's faces, eating up all the appetizers, loud, just acting a plum fool. I know you've been there before. You want to read the room. You want to make sure that, again, you're representing yourself in the best way. Be you. Be comfortable, but be you and keep it cute. Keep it nice. Nobody wants to talk about work at a work party. Yes, it's a work party, but that is where you're going to debrief. You're going to relax, try to have a good time. I don't want nobody coming to me, talking to me about work at all. It's a work party, but we're not talking about work. Let me know in the comments. Do you feel like that's the best place to be bringing up work? I don't. I don't want to hear it. I'm clocked out. I'm here to have a good time, eat, dance, win some prizes, play some games. I don't want to hear about no data analysis tonight. I don't. Try to avoid talking about work unless your boss brings it up. All right, then go with the flow. But you don't bring it up first. Lead up for the next business day. Number 6, if there's going to be adult beverages there, only partake in 1 or 2. And I know a lot of folks who are going to partake before they even make it to the office party. Make sure you are careful with what you drink and the amount that you drink. If you're not a drinker, this is not the night to start experimenting. Go get a Sprite, ask them to add a little grenadine, and go have a good time. This is not the night. Somebody offers you a glass of wine, don't even consider it. Yeah, wine may be on the milder side, but just pass for the night. If you don't do that at home, don't start that night. If you're not a drinker, if you do drink, 1 or 2 tops. Stick to what you know. Make sure you're firm with your cutoff. 1 to 2 drinks. And if you're drinking beforehand, you really want to watch it. Maybe 1. It's not worth it. You don't want to be in an environment where you are inebriated and then you're not acting like yourself. You also, even though we don't care, you don't want people to assume things about you that are not true. Don't give anybody the leeway to assume things about you that may affect your professional career. And another thing, those coworkers who are throwing them back, just be mindful. You got to know when to hold them and when to fold them, when it's time to get away from them and when it's time to move tables. All right? Don't get pulled into that. Number 7, guest etiquette. If the invitation calls for just you, only you need to show up. If the invitation says you want a +1, then bring a +1. But make sure you're bringing somebody who's, once again, going to represent well. You don't want to bring anybody who you can't trust in an environment like that. Anybody who's going to get there and get happy-go-lucky, again, throwing those drinks back on the dance floor, doing inappropriate dances, mingling with some of your coworkers in inappropriate ways. You know what I'm talking about. So if you have anybody that you're able to invite, just think about the past and events that you've been to before. If you've never been to an event with this person, I would definitely not invite them. If you have a spouse, invite your spouse. Don't bring nobody who don't want to come. We're not dragging anybody out the house to our corporate parties. They're not going to embarrass you. They're not going to have you have a miserable time. You bring somebody who you know you're going to have a good, respectable time with. And make sure you RSVP for you or you and that guest. Please RSVP. Number 8. If the invitation asks you to bring a gift, bring a gift. Bring a gift you'd want in return. Of course, they might do white elephant. Of course, they might do pass it this way, pass it 2 times to your right, pass it 2 times to your left. Go with the minimum they're asking for. If it's $50, buy a gift that's $50 or more. I did say or more. Bring something nice. What would you like? If you've drawn Secret Santa names before the actual Christmas party, shop with that person in mind. Be intentional. What do they usually wear? What do they like around the office or the work environment? Get something, if it's just like a Secret Santa exchange and you know who you have, get something they like. If you're just going in this white elephant and you're just bringing anything, let's say a $50 limit, again, get something you want. Get something you want. Try to go gender neutral, but get something you want. Because the last thing you want to do is leave with something you didn't want and give somebody else something that you didn't want. Avoid regifting. No, regift. It's long. No. I would say avoid regifting, because I'm the type, I've had a couple gifts that I know were regifted. I mean, from people I didn't really know. It really doesn't matter. But sometimes when those gifts are regifted, they have names somewhere on them. Or they'll even give you the same bag that they were gifted in and don't know that the person who gave them the gift initially wrote their name on the bottom of it or who it was from. You ever found a gift like that where you found the name inside or somewhere on the package that was meant for the person that gave it to you? I know I'm not the only one. Make sure if you're going to re-gift that you inspect that gift, that bag, that card, pull that tissue paper out, all of that. But bring something that you will want in all seriousness. Number 9, keep it cute. Keep it cool, calm, relaxed, especially on the dance floor. Now, 9 times out of 10, there may be music, there may be a DJ, there may be a live band. It's very much so appropriate to dance and have a good time. I'm a dancer. I'm not going to be at a work party twerking. I don't care what age I am. I'm not doing it. I'm going to dance. I'll do a little line dance. I might do a little freestyle dancing. Be careful in how you're dancing and carrying yourself. So many times I've witnessed people on the dance floor dancing in a ridiculous manner. One, due to having more than 1 or 2 drinks. You can dance like that all the day long, just not at a corporate event. It's just not the place. It's not the time. What's the point? Just be mindful of the way you're dancing, who you're dancing with. Everybody does not want to see it. We don't want to see it. Oh, and don't forget, when you're heading to the dance floor, that's the time you want to put these on. Especially if you have a long gown. Nobody's going to know. Who's going to know? Nobody. Absolutely nobody. And you're going to be so happy you brought those shoes in. Number 10, last but not least, smile, network. Again, we don't want to be in there trying to talk about work, but you never know who's going to be there. You want to network, introduce yourself. If somebody's coming up to you trying to get to know you professionally, it's okay to talk and mingle. You don't want to spend too much time doing that, but you want to network. I'm not saying make friends or invite somebody to your house or out on a date. You just want to be friendly. Smile. Even if you're an introvert, just smile. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. You never know what opportunities may come about from somebody you met professionally at a holiday or work party. If you're coming with a +1 or a spouse, introduce them. Let people know you're proud of who you're with that night. That's a good time for you to just introduce who you are. It's okay to be friendly. There's a such thing as being social but not personal, if that makes sense. It's like a surface talk, like a surface social. You know, hey, how long have you been with the company? What do you do? Things of that nature. You all know what I'm saying. I am sure there are plenty more do's and don'ts and etiquette tips regarding corporate and work and Christmas parties that I did not mention in this vlog, but I wanted to give you the top 10 that I've noticed most for things that really like bother me when I am at corporate holiday parties. If you can stay on track with these 10, you'll be smooth sailing. I'm telling you. Let me know if there are any other tips or any other things I did not mention. Put them in the comments. Let me know. We can all go ahead and brainstorm, put together some ideas, because although a lot of us may already know this, may already be aware or have experienced this, There are so many people coming into the corporate world every year. Every year there's going to be a corporate party that's new to somebody. Somebody's going to be nervous or curious and wanting to find do's and don'ts of etiquette at a corporate event. If you enjoyed this video, please thumbs it up, comment, we talk back in the comments, like, share, and if you haven't already, I invite you to go ahead and subscribe. We really had a good time making this here vlog. Thank you for watching. Until next time, be blessed, be safe, have fun at your parties. Tell me how it went. Come back and tell me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.